Good morning, my dear children. Welcome to history. So today let's learn from the second chapter of history, that is World in the 20th Century. So this lesson we are going to learn about the condition of world during the 20th century. So it is a very wide chapter. This lesson first we want to learn the three features of 20th century, that is capitalism, colonialism and imperialism. Okay, so let's learn one by one. So let's start with capitalism. Many of you are familiar with the word capitalist. Who is a capitalist? That means the owner of a firm. That is called capitalist. That means the man who invests money. Okay, so capitalism means it is the economic system in which production and distribution in the hands of capitalists. So definitely the aim of capitalist is to get maximum profit. Okay. So the economic system by which production, distribution in the hands of capitalists with an intention to make profit is called capitalism. Okay. This capitalism led to the growth of colonialism. All these are interconnected. Let's check. Capitalism led to the growth of colonialism. Do you know how? First let's check what is colonialism. Okay. So colonialism means during 17th century, industrial revolution started in Europe. Many industries emerged. So the demand for raw materials and market for selling these raw materials increased. So the European countries established trade relations with Asian, African, Latin American countries. Okay. Later, by using military and political power, these colonies or these weak countries became the colonies of the colonial masters. That is called colonialism. Okay. So for an example, I'll help you to learn easy. Just think of the condition of India. Okay. 190 years we was under the British control. India was a colony of Britain. At first, British established trade relations with India. They came to India for our spices. Okay. Later, after establishing the trade relation, then they use the military and political power and then they make India as their colony. That is called as colonialism. Okay. So this colonialism led to imperialism. Okay. So let's learn what is imperialism. Okay. What happened is that first the colonial masters established their industries in the mother country. Later, with the arrival of trade unions, the profit of the capitalists decreased. Okay, because the workers demand wages. Okay, and they are limited in their working hours. It reduced the profit of the industrialists. So they think to invest money in the colonies. Okay, so the factors that motivate the colonial masters to invest in the colonies are cheap labor, availability of resources, cheap labor, availability of resources, low cost in production and distribution, and easy movement of goods and raw materials. All these factors motivated the colonial masters to invest in the colonies. Okay, fine. Then, the flow of finance capital from the colonial masters to colonies is called imperialism. Here also we want to think the condition of India. So, first the British established their empire in India. Later they started many industries in India. So, for that the finance capital, that means the money that came from the Britain to India. So, the flow of that money capital from the colonial masters to colonies is called as imperialism. Okay, fine. Then the main feature of imperialism is imposing a nation's political, cultural and economic dominance over the another country is the main feature of imperialism. Now let's check the impact of colonialism or how colonialism affected the colonies. Okay. The conditions of colonies was pathetic. Okay, fine. Then traditional economic, judicial, administrative systems replaced. They all destroyed. Okay, traditional art, literature, language, etc. destroyed. People were forced to cultivate cash crop instead of food crop. What is the difference between cash crop and food crop? Cash crop means the crops directly consumed as food. The rice, vegetables, fruits, they all are cash food crops. And the crops having commercial value or market value like the spices, they are called as cash crop. Okay, the colonial masters came to colonies in search of raw materials. So they forced the people to cultivate cash crop instead of food crop. It led to poverty, unemployment. Okay. So the impact of colonialism, once again I am repeating, it's very important. Okay. Traditional economic system destroyed. Judicial and administrative system replaced. People were forced to cultivate cash crop instead of food crop. Poverty, unemployment. Traditional art, literature, language, everything destroyed. Okay. So, our next part, that is First World War. So, this module we want to learn about First World War, the causes and impact of First World War. Okay, the two parts we want to learn. First, let's check the causes of First World War. Okay, there are mainly 5 causes for First World War. First one is military alliance. And the next is aggressive nationalism. And next is Moroccan Crisis. And the next is Balkan Crisis. And the immediate cause. Okay, here we want to learn all these 5 causes. Once again, I am telling you, military alliance, aggressive nationalism, then Moroccan crisis, Balkan crisis, and the immediate cause. These are the main causes for the First World War. Now, let's learn one by one. The first one, military alliance. Okay. Here, let's learn military alliance. Okay. So, it is the continuation of the first part. The first part I told you, the colonial masters started making colonies. Okay. The European countries competed each other for making colonies. The competition resulted mutual distrust and enmity. In every cases, it is very clear that when people competed each other, it resulted in some kind of enmity. Okay. So here also what happened is that the colonial masters competed each other for making more and more colonies. It resulted in mutual distrust and enmity. So the countries having same ideologies form power blocks. 2 important power blocks during the time of First World War, that is Triple Alliance and Triple Entity. Okay. So, the 2 power blocks were Triple Alliance and Triple Entity. The countries in Triple Alliance consist of Austria-Hungary, Italy and Germany. Okay. And Triple Entity consists of Britain, France, Russia. So, like this, the two power blocks happened. It is the one of the main cause for the outbreak of First World War. So once again I am repeating, here we are discussing the causes of First World War. First cause is military alliance. Okay. The competition for making colonies led to mutual distrust and enmity. So the countries having same ideologies form power blocks. Two important power blocks are Triple Alliance and Triple Entity. Triple Alliance consists of Austria-Hungary, Germany, Italy, and Triple Entity consists of Britain, France and Russia. That is the first cause. Okay. Now the second cause, that is aggressive nationalism. Aggressive nationalism means each country believe they are supreme. That means the European countries consider that their country is more supreme than the other countries and they has the right to rule all the countries, and they justify the actions of their country. Whatever their country is doing, they are telling all it's right, everything is good for us, our country is supreme. Like that, some belief among the European countries. That is called as aggressive nationalism. Okay. And three movements formed under aggressive nationalism. That is pan-slave, pan-German and revenge movement. So first we learned military alliance. Now we are learning the second cause of First World War. That is aggressive nationalism. Aggressive nationalism. Now we are learning the second cause of First World War. That is aggressive nationalism. Aggressive nationalism means each country believe, that is the European countries believe they are supreme and they justify the actions of their country. The people are considering that their country is supreme or their country can lead all the countries. They are supreme and whatever their country is doing, everything is right. Like that belief among the people. That is called aggressive nationalism. And three movements under aggressive nationalism. That is pan-slave, pan-German and revenge movement. Now let's learn what is these movements. Okay. So what is aggressive nationalism? Aggressive nationalism means the European countries believe their country is supreme and they justify the actions of their country. And three movements under aggressive nationalism, that is pan-slave, pan-German and revenge movement. Pan-slave movement under Russia. This movement was led by Russia. Russia want to unite the Slavic people of Bulgaria, Greece and Serbia. So for that, under the leadership of Russia, pan-slave movement was started. Then the next is pan-German movement. The name itself tells pan-German. So Germany led this movement. Okay. So Germany want to extend her control over Central Europe, Balkan and over the Teutonic people. Okay. So for that, Germany started pan-German movement. The next is revenge movement. Okay. The name itself tells revenge because it is under France. Alsace-Lorraine was a province under France. But in 1871, Germany captured this Alsace-Lorraine. So to regain the lost territory, revenge movement started under France. So now we learned aggressive nationalism. Under aggressive nationalism, three movements: pan-slave, pan-German, revenge. Pan-slave under Russia, pan-German under Germany and revenge under France. Pan-slave, Russia want to extend control over the Slavic people. Pan-German, Germany want to extend control over Europe, Central Balkan and over the Teutonic people. Revenge under France. France want to regain Alsace-Lorraine. For that, revenge movement under France. Okay. Now let's learn the third cause, that is the Moroccan Crisis. Okay. Okay, fine. Moroccan Crisis means a secret treaty. Okay. secret treaty signed between Britain and France in 1904. According to that treaty, French claim over Morocco was accepted by Britain. Okay. What happened is that France had a long wish to capture Morocco. According to this secret treaty, French claim over Morocco was accepted by Britain. By this time, Germany heard about this treaty. Germany opposed it and sent battleship to Morocco. But at last, France agreed to give a part of French Congo and temporarily, that means for a short period, this Moroccan crisis was solved. Moroccan crisis mainly between France and Germany in name of Morocco. Okay. It's long wish of France to get Morocco. In 1904, Britain accepted the French claim, but Germany opposed it. At last, France agreed to give a part of French Congo, and in turn, Germany accepted the French claim over Morocco. Okay. Then the next is Balkan Crisis. Okay. Balkan. It is a very important strategic location because it lies close to Black Sea and Aegean Sea. Okay. So, this Balkan was under the control of Ottoman Empire. From the medieval period onwards, Ottoman Empire captured this Balkan region. But 1912, this Ottoman Empire collapsed and the countries in the Balkan region formed a league that is called as Balkan League. The Balkan League defeated Turkey. But what happened is that, dear students, conflict started when they distribute the wealth of Turkey. Okay. This time, Serbia laid claim over Balkan. Serbia was supported by Russia. By this time, Austria laid claim over Balkan, but Austria was supported by Germany, and the real conflict happened between Russia and Germany. Let's learn the fourth cause of First World War, that is Balkan Crisis. Balkan is a very strategic important location. Balkan situates close to Black Sea and Aegean Sea. This Balkan region was under the control of Ottoman Empire. From medieval period onwards, this region under the Ottoman Empire. Okay, but 1912 Ottoman Empire collapsed and the countries in that region formed a Balkan League. There happened war between the Balkan League and Turkey. Turkey was defeated. But there started conflict between the countries in Balkan League when they distribute the wealth of Turkey. This time, Serbia laid claim over Balkan with the support of Russia, and Austria laid claim over Balkan with the support of Germany, and the real conflict happened between Russia and Germany in names of Balkan. Okay, so later Serbia and Austria, they vanished from the scene and the conflict happened between Russia and Germany. Okay, so Serbia claimed with the support of Russia, Austria claimed with the support of Germany for this Balkan region, but conflict happened between Russia and Germany. Next is the immediate cause. Here we want to learn when the war started. Okay. The immediate cause. Already the relation between Serbia and Austria, it's not so smooth. Okay. This time Austrian heir apparent. Heir apparent means the next king, the prince. Okay. Austrian heir apparent Francis Ferdinand and his wife Sofia had a visit to the Bosnian capital Sarajevo. Okay. The Austrian prince and his wife in a tour at the Bosnian capital. But the Serbian youth, Gavrilo Princip, he shot them. So just think of the condition. Their prince was shot by a Serbian youth. Immediately Austria asked immediate explanation, but it was rejected by Serbia. So by that, on 14th July 1914, Austria declared war upon Serbia. So by that the First World War started on 14th July 1914. Okay. So immediately the Allies came for their help. We know that military alliance happened, the two power blocks, they came for their help. Due to one reason or another reason, almost all the countries directly or indirectly participated in this war. That is why it is called as the First World War. Do you know even India was also a part of this war, because India was a colony of Britain. To help Britain, India participated in the First World War. So almost all the countries participated in this war. Now we analyzed the causes of First World War. The 5 causes: military alliance, aggressive nationalism, Balkan Crisis, Moroccan Crisis, and the immediate cause. Okay. Now the next part is the impact or after effect of the war. Okay. Aftermath. What happened after the war? Let's check. Okay. The after effects of the war. Nearly 10 million people died. Lots of people lost their life. Okay. Many industries, transport facilities, agricultural lands, everything destroyed. Of course, it resulted in poverty, unemployment, inflation. Okay. Next, Asian African countries started freedom movement. Economic dominance of Europe diminished and freedom movement strengthened in Asia, Africa. Now once again I am telling you the impact of First World War. The main impact of First World War: 10 million people died, poverty, unemployment, inflation, freedom movement strengthened in Asia, Africa, many transport facilities, communication, agricultural, everything destroyed, European economic dominance ended, and finally and the most importantly, League of Nations formed to keep world peace and security. All these are the main impacts of First World War. Okay. Now we want to learn about the peace effort after the First World War. Soon after the First World War, I told you the First World War started in 1914 and it ended in 1919. Okay. So the First World War fought between 1914 and 1919. Soon after the First World War, many peace efforts started. Okay. Peace effort means for concluding the peace, many treaties happened. What is a treaty? It is a final agreement between the victorious and the defeated countries. One of the most important treaty was the Treaty of Versailles. It was signed between Germany and the victorious countries at Versailles. Okay. The main terms of Treaty of Versailles was Germany and all her colonies was taken by the victorious powers. Germany was disarmed. War guilt imposed upon Germany. War indemnity imposed upon Germany. Rich German mines was taken. So in all ways, a humiliating treaty imposed upon Germany, that is the Treaty of Versailles. Once again, dear students, what is Treaty of Versailles? After the First World War, the First World War ended in 1919. So after this war, peace efforts started. Okay, many treaties signed between the victorious and the defeated countries. The most important among them is the Treaty of Versailles that signed between Germany and the victorious countries. And we can say that Treaty of Versailles is in one way it is a humiliating treaty. The conditions, the terms was like that. Okay. According to Treaty of Versailles, Germany was disarmed. War guilt imposed upon Germany. Rich German mines was taken. War indemnity imposed upon Germany. So in all ways, Germany was totally vanished. Okay. Next, Next we want to learn about the period of depression. Following the First World War, there happened a depression. Depression means a slowdown. Okay. So this depression happened in 1929. Here we want to learn how it happens and the impacts of depression. Okay, dear students. So let's learn about the period of depression. First World War was followed by a period of depression. Okay, so here we want to learn about period of depression. Period of depression in 1929. So dear students, what is depression? Depression means slowdown. Okay, First World War affect Europe economically and politically. Politically, the great powers like Romanov, Hohenzollern, Habsburg, they all destroyed. All these powers vanished after the First World War. Okay. Then, economically what happened is that Europe was the major scene of First World War and it affected Europe very badly. The European dominance, economic dominance ended. Before First World War, British pound was the basis of exchange. But after the First World War, American dollar, it changed into the basis of exchange. And during the time of First World War, many industry, agriculture, transport, communication facilities, everything destroyed. So it resulted in unemployment, poverty, inflation. Okay. Long queues for jobs was seen everywhere in Europe. So the European countries took loan from America to escape from this economic crisis. Later, they failed to repay the loan. It resulted in the beginning of depression of 1921. The impacts are people become pauper. Pauper means very, very poor. There is no money with people. Goods unsold in factories. Many goods produced but no one is purchasing. No money with people. So all these goods are unsold and kept in the factories. Banks collapsed. Unemployment, poverty, and European countries failed to repay the loans. These are the main impacts of depression of 1929. Okay. And next we want to learn a major topic, that is Nazism and Fascism. Okay. Already I told you that this First World War affected Europe economically and politically. Okay. Politically, many royal powers vanished. There is no strong government in the country. People became aimless. Okay. So what happened is that taking advantage of this scenario, Fascism in Italy and Nazism in Germany captured the power. Okay. Fascism under Mussolini and Nazism under Hitler. So first let's learn about Fascism. Fascism under Mussolini. First we want to learn what are the causes for the origin of Fascism. The main causes are, we know that during the beginning of First World War, Italy was with Triple Alliance. Okay, but in between the war, Italy changed her position. That means during the time of end of war, Italy was with entity. Okay, but after the war, the victorious powers, they distributed the wealth of the defeated countries. So definitely Italy also expect she will get something. But she didn't get anything after the First World War. That is one of the major causes. Okay. Secondly, poverty, unemployment, inflation, industries, agricultural lands, everything destroyed. Okay. So that is the second cause. And finally, there are many industrialists. Okay, that means many owners of industries in Italy. They feared Italy is moving to socialism. What is socialism? Socialism means it is a system of government where the ownership is in the hands of government. There is no private property in socialism. The industrialists feared Italy is moving to socialism, so they supported fascism. So the three causes for the origin of fascism. Though Italy was victorious during the end of war, but she didn't get anything. Okay, poverty, unemployment, inflation after the war. And the industrialists feared Italy is moving to socialism, so they supported fascism. Okay, now we want to learn about fascism. Okay, violence and ferocity was the main feature of fascism. Everywhere people were attacked. That means fascist policy is that those who oppose them, they will kill them. Whether it is socialist, workers, industrialists, whoever be, who is opposing them, they will kill them. Okay, they ban all the parties, all powers in the hands of Mussolini. Okay, the police of Mussolini is called as black shirt, and they believe in the glory of ancient Roman Empire. That means Italians, Mussolini believed that Italians were the successors of ancient Roman Empire. Okay, and they use Roman symbols in administration. According to them, the Romans has the right to rule the whole world. Okay, and they use the Roman symbols in administration. Aggressive nationalism was their foreign policy. Using this aggressive nationalism, they conquered the weak countries like Albania, Ethiopia, etc. Okay, so now we learned about fascism. First we learned fascism originated in Italy and its leader was Mussolini. The three causes for origin. Though Italy was victorious at the end of war, but she didn't get anything. Poverty, unemployment, inflation followed the war. And finally, the industrialists feared Italy is moving to socialism, so they supported fascism. The main features of fascism, that is violence and ferocity. They killed all people, those who oppose them. It includes industrialists, trade unionists, workers, whoever be. They banned all parties and the police called as black shirt. They believed in the glory of ancient Roman Empire and used Roman symbols in administration. Okay. Foreign policy was aggressive nationalism. We know what is aggressive nationalism. That means they believe their country was supreme and they justify the actions of their country. Okay. Then by using aggressive nationalism, they conquered Albania, Ethiopia and many weak countries. That means again Italy started to make colonies. Okay, fine. Then next we want to learn about Nazism. Next is Nazism. In short, we can say that the German version of fascism is called Nazism. Whatever fascism is for Italians, the just same thing in Germany, that is called as Nazism. Nazism was under Adolf Hitler. We know, we heard a lot about this great dictator, Hitler. Okay, people were all afraid of him. That means all the powers in hands of Hitler, like that rule. First we want to check what are the causes for the origin. Okay. Here the main causes for the origin are, first thing, Treaty of Versailles. Already we know the humiliating treaty imposed upon Germany after the First World War. Okay. In all ways it was a humiliating one. So people, they were waiting for an opportunity to revenge against this humiliation. It helped the growth of Nazism in Germany. Then political uncertainty. There is no strong government in Germany. The political power lost. Taking this opportunity, Hitler came to power. Third, that is the poverty, unemployment followed the First World War. And the next is the personality and oratory skill of Hitler. Hitler is a great man. His oratory skill. Oratory means speeches. Through his speeches, he attracted the people. Often we also, while hearing some speeches, we also felt, wow, what an amazing one. Soon we became fan of them. So same like that, while hearing the speeches of Hitler, people followed him. Okay. So what are the main causes for the origin of Nazism? First thing, Treaty of Versailles. Then political uncertainty. Then economic uncertainty. Then the personality and oratory skill of Hitler. Okay. Then now we want to learn more about Nazism. By destroying the present government, Hitler captured the power. Okay. Hitler believed Jews were responsible for the condition of Germany. Do you know why Hitler believed so? Thing is that Jews helped Britain during the First World War. After the First World War, Germany suffered a lot. So it is the belief of Hitler that these Jews are responsible for the condition of Germany. So he used all methods to kill Jews. He made special concentration camps called Holocaust. Have you heard of the term concentration camp? Concentration camps means big godowns made for killing the Jews, and they're also killing them brutally. Okay, by using poisonous gas, buried them alive, like that many methods used in these concentration camps. These camps are called as Holocaust. The secret police of Hitler called Gestapo, and the police force of Hitler called brown shirts. Okay. Then Hitler banned all parties except Nazi party, and he killed all people those who opposed them. Hitler believed in the purity of Aryans. According to Hitler, the Aryans are the superior one. So he believed that Germans were the successors of these Aryans. Okay. And he made military service compulsory for all Germans. And he used all the medias like TV, magazine, radios, everything to propagate Nazi ideologies. Okay. Same like Mussolini, he also used aggressive nationalism. And by using this, he conquered Austria, Czechoslovakia, and many small countries. Okay. Later, he joined allies with Italy and Japan. It resulted in the outbreak of Second World War. So, my dear students, hope you all are okay with Nazism. It is a very important question. We often see some questions from this topic during the last public exams. So, the one more question is also very important. The secret police, Gestapo, concentration camps, Holocaust, and the police force called brown shirts and all. Okay. So, these both, Nazism and Fascism, it was a very big threat to the world peace and security. It resulted the outbreak of Second World War. Okay. Now, let's begin with Second World War. Second World War. It fought between 1939 and 1945. Okay. So, this module we want to learn the causes, the impact of Second World War. Okay. First, let's learn the causes. We want to learn causes and impact. First, let's learn the causes of Second World War. We already learned the causes of First World War. Okay. Just remind, once again, I'll help you to rewind. The causes of First World War: military alliance, aggressive nationalism, Moroccan Crisis, Balkan Crisis, immediate cause. Here we want to learn the causes of Second World War. Okay. Fine, my dears. The causes of Second World War. Mainly 9 causes for Second World War. Treaty of Versailles. Okay. military alliance. Then failure of League of Nations, appeasement policy, Munich Pact, then Nazism, Fascism, personality of Hitler and Mussolini, imperialist competition, and finally Nap. Nap is non-aggression pact. All these are the main causes for Second World War. Let's evaluate one by one. Okay, first thing, that is Treaty of Versailles. I know now there is no need of explanations also. You all know what is Treaty of Versailles. One way we can say that this Paris Peace Conference, that is the Treaty of Versailles, that led to the outbreak of Second World War. You know it well. How? Because according to this Treaty of Versailles, Germany was humiliated. So, German mines taken, war indemnity, war guilt. So, in all ways, Germany was humiliated according to the Treaty of Versailles. So, Germany was waiting for an opportunity to revenge against this humiliating treaty. It led to the outbreak of Second World War. So, first is the Treaty of Versailles. Now, we are studying about the causes of Second World War. First is the Treaty of Versailles. Then, next, the second cause, that is military alliance. We know during the time of First World War, two military groups happened, Triple Alliance and Triple Entity. Okay, so same like that. By the time of the Second World War, again the two power blocks emerged. That is Axis powers and Allied powers. Axis powers and Allied powers. Okay, the countries having same ideologies form military groups. Two important military groups were Axis powers and Allied powers. The countries in Axis powers consist of Japan, Germany, and Italy. And the countries in Allied powers, UK means Britain, USA, America, China, France, and Russia. So, like this, the world changed into two power blocks, that is military alliance. Okay, once again I am telling you, here we are discussing the causes of Second World War. First is Treaty of Versailles, humiliating treaty imposed upon Germany. Second is military alliance. After the First World War, again competition between the countries intensified. It resulted the making of two power blocks, that is Axis powers and Allied powers. Countries in Axis powers consist of Japan, Germany, Italy, and Allied powers comprise UK, USA, China, France, and Russia. Okay. Now the third cause, that is failure of League of Nations. Failure of League of Nations. In the impacts of First World War, we learned that for keeping world peace and security, League of Nations formed. Okay, for keeping the world peace, League of Nations formed. But this agency was a great failure. They failed to prevent in the outbreak of another world war. It resulted the Second World War. Okay, actually League of Nations, they was not neutral in all affairs, of all international affairs. Some matters they favored some nation. So it was not a neutral agency. So countries lost faith in this organization. It resulted outbreak of Second World War. Okay, the next cause, that is appeasement policy. The next cause for Second World War is appeasement policy. I think this term is quite new for you, appeasement. Appeasement means making them happy. Okay. So somebody is trying to make others happy. So appeasement policy means, in Nazism, Fascism part we learned that again the Italy and Germany, they started making colonies. Okay. By this time France and Britain viewed Russia as their enemy. So they followed a happy policy. That means they just came from the First World War. If they are trying to make colonies, let them. So they took like that, making them happy, like that policy towards this Italy and Germany. That is called as appeasement policy. That time for them, Russia was their enemy. The best example for appeasement policy is Munich Pact. Munich Pact. So that is the next cause for Second World War. That is Munich Pact. Actually, Hitler had a long wish to claim Sudetenland. Sudetenland was a prosperous region in Czechoslovakia. So Hitler claimed this region. Czechoslovakia appealed to Britain and France. So pact means meeting or agreement. Okay. So a meeting arranged at Munich. Italy, Germany, Britain, France, Czechoslovakia, they all participated in this meeting. In this meeting, all these countries accepted the German claim over Sudetenland. But Hitler, in name of Sudetenland, he captured the whole of Czechoslovakia. Okay, see, actually these countries accepted, if just think, the whole this region is Czechoslovakia and Sudetenland is a small region. Hitler claimed this region, and from Munich, all countries accepted Hitler claim of this Sudetenland only. But in name of Sudetenland, Hitler came to the whole Czechoslovakia. Hitler captured it. So it was against the Munich Agreement. So it was also a cause for the Second World War. Okay. The next cause is Nazism and Fascism. Nazism and Fascism, they both, okay, they make the people be ready to revenge against the humiliations in First World War. Okay, so both these incited people a spirit of revenge. Okay, so it helped it also a cause for the outbreak of Second World War. Next is the here Nazism, Fascism. Next is the personality of Hitler and Mussolini. Their personality attracted people. Okay, so many people think of them. That means they followed them. That they are right. The oratory skill of Hitler captured people. That also a cause for the Second World War. Okay. Next is imperialist competition. Again the country started competition. We know what is imperialism. The flow of money capital. That means they are trying to change the colonies under their control. Okay. So again the imperialist competition started. All countries competed each other for making more and more colonies. Okay. In this way, Japan captured many weak countries. Italy, Germany, they also entered into this competition. It is another cause for the outbreak of Second World War. And last and the most important one, that is NAP. NAP. NAP means Non-Aggression Pact. NAP of 1939. Okay. NAP means Non-Aggression Pact. It is the treaty that signed between Germany and Russia. Okay. Germany and Russia, they feared each other. Okay. They feared a mutual attack, and according to this treaty, Germany and Russia decided they will not attack each other and they will not attack Poland. Okay. Although NAP was signed in 1939, but besides NAP, Germany attacked Russia in 1941. It was the reason that Russia entered into the Second World War. Okay, so this module I told you the 9 causes of Second World War. That is, first thing, Treaty of Versailles, then military alliance, failure of League of Nations, Appeasement Policy, Munich Pact, then Nazism, Fascism, then personality of Hitler and Mussolini, then non-aggression pact and imperialist competition. These are the causes of Second World War. Second World War that fought between 1939 and 1945. Do you know how the war started? Hitler declared war upon Poland on the name that Poland attacked their radio station. By that name, the war started on September 1939. Okay, immediately the allies helped each other. Okay, so due to one reason or another reason, all countries became part of this war. So it is called as Second World War. This Second World War had a tragic end. This is the war for the first time atom bomb was used. Okay, America, they give military help to other countries, but Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. So for that, America entered the Second World War. America put 2 atom bombs, Little Boy and Fat Man, at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Hiroshima, the first atom bomb dropped on 6th August 1945 and on 9th August 1945 at Nagasaki. So by that, Japan was defeated. Hitler committed suicide and Mussolini was killed. In all ways, the Axis powers defeated and Second World War came to an end. Impacts of Second World War. Here we want to check what are the impacts of Second World War. 10 million people died. It is the war for the first time atom bomb was dropped. So lots and lots of people lost their life. Many industries, agricultural lands, transport, communication facilities destroyed. Okay. Liberation movement, that is freedom movement strengthened in Asia and Africa. The European economic dominance ended. From the Second World War, 2 superpowers emerged, that is Russia and America. Last one, for keeping world peace and security, after the First World War, League of Nations formed. That was a big failure. So after the Second World War, for keeping world peace and security, United Nations organizations, UNO, emerged. Once again, the main impacts of Second World War. 10 million people died. Agriculture, industry, transport, communication facilities destroyed. Freedom movement strengthened in Asia and Africa. European economic dominance ended. Then, to keep world peace and security, United Nations organizations emerged. The 2 superpowers, Russia and America, emerged. These are the main impacts of Second World War. Thank you. Have a nice day.